Jarod, Hector back with Josue Pavon in the Brooklyn Nets Barclays Beat Garden Report crossover edition. So this is the Nets' 8th straight game they've played without Kyrie Irving. And obviously you being the Celtics insider, what's going on with the Celtics team and the talk around Kyrie Irving? We know that obviously he left via free agency. Danny Ainge came out and said, look, I'm taking the blame for that, why we didn't work out as well as we did. Kyrie was great while he was here. What are you hearing, not only from the fans, but from players inside the Celtics locker room?
Well, those are two very different answers, Jarod, right? The fans, they're going to keep saying, screw Kyrie for as long as they can throughout this entire stretch, especially when he's not playing. I mean, it makes it a little easier for them to talk trash, right?
They think he ducked Wednesday, didn't they?
Exactly. That's what they're thinking. They think he ducked the crowd on those boos, and, of course, that Instagram post just added fuel to the fire.
Oh, my God,
I'll tell you this much, though. The Celtics players, complete opposite side of the spectrum. They're like, look, we're ready to move on. I love what Jaylen Brown had to say after Wednesday's game. He said, listen, this team is great. Celtics fans, you have one heck of a team right now. Let's just move on.
Exactly.
Kemba Walker's your new point guard. You guys like him, right?
Right.
It's an astounding yes as an answer throughout the entire Celtics fan base. So why don't we just move on? Jaylen Brown said it. Marcus Smart after tonight's game said that. It's just been an ongoing theme saying, look, we expected this. Obviously, his first game back at TD Garden, there was going to be all that hype. He didn't play. He carried over here to Brooklyn. We heard them some chants over here as well. They had to clap back. That was to be expected.
Kyrie's better.
Kyrie's better. That was the one that kept going over and over. And it's funny because the media section was like, we're right next to those guys.
So we hear them, the Brooklyn block, all
the Brooklyn
game.
block. That's what they're called, right?
That's what they're called.
Man, they don't play. They don't mess around. And there's some Celtics fans here. I'm thinking, wait a minute, we might get a little back and forth here, but because of the Nets were playing so well, we didn't get that back and forth from the Celtics fans. But however, they're just ready to move on. Guys that were here last season, or with the Celtics, last season, they know how bad it was. They understand that, look, this thing, it just didn't work out. There's no pointing fingers here. Brad Stevens says it's his fault. Danny Ainge says it's his fault. Kyrie Irving says to a certain extent it's his fault.
Look, it's as you know with anything, there's a blame pie. It's not one person. Everyone shares the blame in it. Yes, Kyrie did some things that weren't good. The younger players, Tatum and Brown probably didn't handle certain things well. Danny admitted it. Brad admitted it. Everyone shares the blame. But guess what? Kyrie's a member of the Brooklyn Nets. Kemba's a member of the Boston Celtics. We're in the 2019-2020 season. Celtics, you are one of the top teams in the league. Let's move past that and move forward.
And I think that's gonna happen eventually. I mean, again, Kyrie Irving didn't really help out with that, IG post at all. Because it's almost like you're considering these fans or this whole story, and it's like, you're saying that they don't know the difference between life and this little debacle between him and the Celtics fans.
He's adding fuel to the fire.
That's only going to add more boost to when he comes. It could be next year. It could be 2 years from now.
He's
going to hear from the fans no matter what. It's going to continue. But like you said in the last video, this is going to be an ongoing rivalry. The Atlantic Division matchup between the Celtics and the Nets. This year is one chapter. Next year, a whole nother chapter when you add Kevin Durant to the equation.
A whole different deal.
So this is just sort of that beginning step, that beginning chapter that we all expect is going to happen.
Absolutely. And one of the things Net fans have to look forward to is we talked to Kenny Atkinson post-game, and he gave an update on Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was in the building tonight. He got treatment before the game. He was on the bench with Kevin Durant and Karis LeVert cheering on his teammates. Kyrie has progressed to on-court shooting. So he's actually shooting the ball now and doing that kind of physical work. No contact yet. So he's ruled out for Sunday's game against Miami, but Kenny left it open after that. So it could be that he's only misses maybe one more game after that Miami game, and he'll get back into the fold. And with the Nets playing as well as they are, with him being sidelined, I think he's getting an opportunity to witness what's happening and say, okay, here's where I can fit in with these guys. Because the big thing about basketball, when you got new players and new pieces, is it takes time for guys to gel and connect and know, okay, when I come down, he likes it on the wing. When I like to cut some of the court, here's where he's going to be. So I think it's going to take them some time, and he's getting a chance to see it from a coach's perspective on the bench as he's watching.
And that's going to help them out, especially a game against the Miami Heat. I mean, this team has been playing really good basketball. And for them to go down there and do this game and play against them, face off without Kyrie Irving, great test for these guys.
Absolutely. So the Nets and the Celtics have 2 more games they play against each other this season. The next one's probably in Boston, if my memory serves me correctly. And then we'll have the 4th game. So we'll have another one of these Brooklyn Nets Barclays Beat Garden Report crossover edition episodes.
We're just getting started, Jarod. We're just getting started, man.
We are getting started.
Content coming at you.
For Josue Pavon, I'm Jarod, Hector, CLNS Media.